Fiona from ilovehanyu. Today, I'm going to talk about how to start learning Chinese from the very beginning. I'll cover 4 different aspects, which are pronunciation, vocabulary, characters, and grammar. Before we begin, let me say, if you are learning Chinese from the very beginning, it's really important to have a good teacher help and guide you. Of course, there are tons of free materials online, but a real professional teacher can definitely help you feel less overwhelmed and improve faster. And most importantly, give you more confidence in learning Chinese. Number 1, pronunciation. Pronunciation is very important because it's the building blocks to learning Chinese. In Chinese, we have a pronunciation system which is known as pinyin. It has 3 parts: initials, finals, and tones. Together they form 409 sounds in total, like in this pinyin chart. Actually, it's not that hard to learn pinyin. Most students can learn it in a few classes, and there are many free resources online for you to read alone. But the most difficult part are the tones, which often ignored by many students. You cannot neglect tones if you want to sound natural and easy to be understood. Different tones express different meanings. For example, 眼睛 means eyes, but 眼镜 means glasses. 水饺 means dumplings, but 睡觉 means to sleep. 问你 means to ask you. 吻你 means to kiss you. There are many examples like this in Chinese, so it's very important to form a good habit at the very beginning, or it will be extremely difficult to unlearn mistakes. I've seen many students struggle with tones because they don't have a proper teacher or they didn't form a good habit at the very beginning. Trust me, learning tones will benefit you a lot in your future learnings. Number 2, vocabulary. After mastering pronunciation, you can start learning some words. And now a textbook would be useful. If you are in for HSK test, I recommend you the HSK official books. If you want to emphasize more on speaking, I recommend you the short-term spoken Chinese. The first 2 books covers most of the grammar, basic grammars, and also basic topics like self-introductions, greetings, asking for directions, buying things, and so on. If you want some ideas about learning tools, I recommend you use Quizlet. It's an amazing tool. You can just search for the words you want to learn. For example, you can search for HSK 1 words and you can see the set people already created. And then you can study them, or you can create your own set. And for example, you are learning this lesson, you can create a set and use the flashcards, games, quizzes on the platform. It can really help you learn vocabulary. A kind reminder, tones are still very important when you learn new words. Number 3, characters. Most of students think characters are like drawings. According to research, there are 3,500 commonly used simplified Chinese characters. Remembering drawing each of them sounds like massive and impossible work. But the fact is, Chinese characters are not just simple drawings. They have very clear patterns. All characters are formed by these strokes. And besides this, there are radicals to help us learn the meaning and the sound of the character. For example, 女 as a radical normally means woman, so we have 妈, which means mom, and 姐, which means older sister. Mei, which means younger sister. Qing as a radical normally stands for the sound. So we have qing, which means please, qing, which means sunny, and qing, which means clear. I suggest you start with strokes and then followed by single component characters, which are derived from the real thing, and then radicals. With the right way and some effort, you will learn quite a lot of Chinese characters in a short time. You will find out Chinese characters are not as hard as you think they are, and you might really enjoy writing them. Now you know the pinyin and learned some characters and words. This brings us to the next level. Number 4, how to build a sentence and how to use the sentence correctly. That's where grammar would help. Actually, Chinese grammar are a lot easier compared to other languages. We don't have tenses like English has, or feminine, non-feminine words like in French or German. In Chinese, sentences structures are more important. For each grammar, we learn the meaning and learn the structures, and then you can start building sentences. Of course, you can learn grammar by yourself. You can follow a textbook or finding some useful videos online. Here, I recommend you an amazing website which can help you learn grammar. That is Chinese Grammar Wiki. Chinese Grammar Wiki. Let's take 没有 as example. So when you click it, you can see the meanings here, and also you can see the structures and examples. Structure, examples, and the common mistakes you might make. You can also search for any grammar you want to know. For example, 不. And then all the related grammar will be here. I really like this website. I think it's a really good tool to help you learn grammar. For this aspect, finding a professional teacher would be ideal too. In this way, you can learn all the grammars in system. What's more important, you would have someone to practice speaking right sentences with. So now I've covered all 4 fundamental building blocks for learning Chinese. I'll introduce a little bit more about myself as a Chinese teacher. I was a major in Chinese international education back in college. Since then, for 6 years, I never stopped teaching Chinese. I also go through a lot of professional books or lectures to improve my knowledge and teaching skills. ilovehanyu is a personal website owned by me. My goal is to help more students to learn Chinese with a professional teacher and a very affordable price. My 30 minutes trial lesson is totally free of charge now. If you book it, I can prove that learning Chinese can be fun and easy in just short 30 minutes. I only handle a handful of students each month, so make sure to book early if you want to begin your studies soon. Don't hesitate to book one at www.ilovehanyu.com. There's a link right below in the description. If you think classes are not necessary or convenient for you, you are still very welcome to add me on WeChat or Skype or WhatsApp. I will share some free materials which covers all 4 aspects introduced today for you. That's all for today. Good luck on your journey mastering Chinese.